Okay, today we're going to be playing Open for Broadcast. No, that's not the game's name. Not for broadcast yet, because I of course remember what the game's called. Enter game name. Game... Sure. Gain name. Also, I should probably say I do not know what this game's about, so it's going to be interesting to figure what's going on. Day 1, the election. Ooh, do I control this? Oh, so I'm a... whatever you call it. Ooh. Oops, I think I saw someone walk by. Oh, is that a sensor button? Exercise with ham seals. Seals? Sleeves? My Salad Weekly, Crazy Neil, Come to Bumblebee, Alan James. Here, let's go Crazy Neil.
Quick as you can, select screen 1.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good.
Everywhere, celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hansleaves wins Sports Personality of the Year.
Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programmes on television, haven't you? Make it look like that.
I actually haven't.
Might as well get screen 1
Been
selected
a long time
now.
since I watched
Don't need
TV.
to wait.
Welcome
Screen
back to
1,
the
Jeremy.
News. Welcome back to the
Oh,
national
no.
viewing from Shock Election
I thought it was
winners.
the wrong screen.
By none other than Lawrence Blundercatch. By none other than Lawrence Blundercatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hope you believe me when I tell you. I do hope you believe me when I tell you.
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say having you here with us is among ours. May I say
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
So you've just finished filming your latest
Oh.
movie, which is called
Yes.
Medicated.
Is it
Wow,
four?
what was that like?
4, okay.
Well, wonderful chap.
Worked with him
really
on
is.
several movies, all
I've
terribly
worked with him on several
I said to
movies, all
Peter,
terribly.
Get back to who's talking.
All right, this has been. What a wild ride this has been.
Wait, screen 1.
Wow, that is fantastic.
What exactly are you
But
implying?
seriously, yes, you're right. But seriously, yes, you're right.
From my last
Starring
role,
role.
from my
I
last
played starring role.
Oh, okay, no, people don't like that.
Sergeant Brock.
I think it's grossed over $1 billion. I think it's grossed over
obviously
$1
who's
billion.
counting?
It's a role that
obviously
slews
who's counting?
2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
So sweet
If I remember correctly.
But I really am
So
not
sweet
in
to
it
mention
for
it.
the
But I
awards.
really am
although
I'm supposed to be
in it
hearing
for the
double
awards.
audio.
Little statues do take
Those
pride of
3
place on my
little
mantelpiece.
statues do take
With
pride
all
of
the
place on
others,
my
I'm
mantelpiece.
sure. With
So,
all the others,
if you're
I'm
doing
sure.
And not easy to
Like
answer.
you. Like you.
I'm afraid.
Cut me.
I'm afraid.
And I will
Cut
bleed.
me.
And I
often.
will bleed. That's how it feels.
Often.
Doesn't it? That's how it
Doesn't
feels.
it? Doesn't it?
Bleeding. Doesn't it? Giving.
Bleeding.
Suffering.
For
Giving.
one's audience.
Suffering.
For one's audience.
I suppose in the end I do it for the difference. I suppose in the end I do it for
I
the
do it for the
difference
people that I inspire.
I do it for the people
The
that I
little people.
inspire. But
The
most
little
of all, I
people.
think I do it for the positive
But
change.
most of all,
that
I think
can
I
bring
do it
about
for
in
the
world.
positive change that I can bring
And
about in the
today,
world.
of course, and
we're in
today,
for some
of
real
course,
change, it
we're
looks
in
like
for
in the
some
coming
real
few
change.
months.
It looks like
What
in the
do you
coming
make
few
of
months.
this
This is pretty
historic
cool.
election result?
I like
This
it.
historic election result.
Well, now it's one should
politics.
always, one should
Strive
always
to
strive, not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which opens next week.
Right,
Around
no
the
There we
country.
go.
That could affect humanity's very
Exciting stuff.
survival.
Let's take a look.
Exciting stuff.
Let's take a look.
Oh, I did
Oh,
it.
looks like Blunderclatch is really losing it in the studio. I'd love to hear what he's saying, but we can't find out now. We'll go to the Russia's room together once the broadcast's over.
I don't understand.
I want to know what he's saying.
The other Dorset, send up a bottle of scotch and a whole
Send
hat. A bottle of scotch and a whole hat. Send my contract.
You think I don't know that? You think I don't know that?
Do.
Go on then.
Do.
Say it.
What?
Oh, go on then.
Told you
Say
so.
it.
What?
I told you so.
Your hair looked nice.
Yeah.
Your hair looked nice.
Yeah. No, it's all too late.
Look at this.
Wait, do I have to censor the movie as well? Don't say virus. People don't like that.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
Five, 4, 3.
Was it a bit too late?
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to advance heading.
No, I did okay.
Cut to the outside broadcast. Oh shit, he's pissed. get ready to play.
Thank you all for coming. And, well, thank you all for coming. And, well, where do I start?
They said we couldn't do it. They said we couldn't do it. Every dirty, low-down, lying, dirty, low-down lion against us. But you,
That was a bit too late on that one.
but you saw right through.
Oh, yeah, did okay?
I'm
right
sorry about the
through
language there.
Sorry about
the
that. I've had a
language
couple
there.
of celebrations. Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebrations.
Coarser than the ground is funny. Coarser than the ground.
Memorably put. Memorably put. But to be honest, who can blame? So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the
we
rich.
should all be celebrating.
For them, the
Except
party's
for the
over.
rich shouldn't
For
be
them, the party's over. They shouldn't
be
be
putting their
celebrating.
shitty pants
They
on
should
and
be
opening their dusty checkbook. Pants on and opening their dusty
colourfully
checkbook.
put. Again, colourfully put. But every person in the country with wealth. Every person in the country with
Oh, not
wealth.
off screen.
So I probably you rather you don't. So I probably
Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities. Are not welcome in their
Tomorrow
gated
we will be
communities.
introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore. No more hiding wealth funds or creative accounting. Trust funds or creative accounting. Unavoidable set of tax law.
You want to leave like you threatened before the election.
That's fine.
Before the election.
That's fine.
You're going to pay first. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals to properly fund health and education, to raise the living standards of us
Said we'd
all.
have to raise
pundits
billions.
said we'd have to-
So to you posh twats.
The
So to
people
you
who pay you a
posh
pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs, the people whose children have this to say to you. Advance have this to say to you.
Oh, because I had to be like really on time.
In the hands of the people who created it. In the hands of the people who created it.
today.
Yes. It
Today.
ends today. It ends today. We'll start making it fair again. We'll start making it fair again. Promised we would.
And
Just
until
like we
then,
promised
ladies
we
and
would.
gents, and until then,
I
ladies and
suggest we all
gents,
get pissed.
I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance.
acceptance speech
And if
about
not,
we're supposed to have
someone's
the-
going to be in trouble. If not,
Broadcast down?
so as the country braces
Oh,
itself
that's
for
what
new
was
government,
happening. I was
that's
hearing
all
double
from this
audio because I had the
evening at
other
National Nightly
broadcast
News.
on high.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Oops.
I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Old boring politics then?
Is this some weird fever dream? Am I dying now or something?
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Not coming for a drink?
Nope, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
Oh no. Broadcast complete. Challenge room unlocked.
Controversy as global mega corporation Personality of the Year. Corporation Remington. And corners the flowered market. Top chap. Fans everywhere. So footballer Johnny Hamsley wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Meghan will be
Those are
chatting
my
with
beliefs.
movie star
Oh, no, I
Lawrence
didn't-
Blunderclatch about his new movie,
That's not good.
Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic victory. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Ooh, I did a good job on the transition.
But first, the votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance. The landslide victory, with an astonishing 81% of the popular vote, is the biggest election win in living memory. Advance appealed to voters up and down the country with their bold promises of permanent change. But critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. After the break, Megan Wolf will be speaking to a man whose grapes certainly aren't sour, the international heartthrob and inexplicable box office sensation that is Lawrence Blunderclatch. And later in the programme, we'll be going live to Advance HQ to hear the co-leader's acceptance speech. That's all coming up after the break. Megan,
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolfe, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare to the Shotbot films.
Camera.
I'm very excited to be joined today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear. I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among the greatest joys of my life.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Bless you.
I actually don't think I used the wide camera angle. I forgot that was a thing I had to do. Anyway.
Movie, which is called The Medicated.
Medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that?
What did I do there?
Medicated.
Which is called The Medicated.
Medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that
Oh
like?
god, I ruined that part.
Well, as I said to Peter at the Wrap, that's Peter Jensen, the director. Do you know him? He's a wonderful chap, he really is. I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. What a wild ride this has been! And do you know what, Megan?
Wow.
I didn't even get to see what he said.
Am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. That one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Uh-oh.
Yes, well...
Oh my god. I said I heard the word and I was like, oh no, I'm supposed to press it, I'm supposed to press it. Wait, I have to get that again.
Strive to not fuck things up.
yes, well...
Oh no.
Medicated, which opens next week around the country. Lawrence, do tell us what's going on here.
I'd be delighted.
I just started freaking out.
Humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Okay, did a good job here.
Doctor.
I don't understand it.
Be at the Dorset, send up a bottle of scotch and a whole ham. It's in my contract.
It's not your fault.
You think I don't know
Don't worry,
that?
it's part of the movie.
Do. Oh, go on then, say it.
What?
I told you so.
Your hair looked nice.
The virus. The sterility. The stamina. Yes, we could stop it all! We
Oh my god.
Should.
Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury are about to make their acceptance address.
Go for it, Pat.
Oh my god.
Okay.
What did I do? That was so
Are
bad.
about to make their acceptance address.
What a day.
They said we couldn't do
They
it.
certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying trick they had against us, but you, the people, you saw right through their.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. It makes me coarser than a grown.
Memorably put. But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? You need a team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future, a better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth.
So probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
You're gonna pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all.
So to you posh
People who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
so they've got time to get even richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it.
It
Ends today.
today.
Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance, and our apologies for the fruity language. That's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Day 2, 3.
My friend Janet says theirs gets really hot.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon.
10 seconds, everybody.
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with the leading
Not sure what the A and B
radical
thing means.
With the country's wealth creators in a state of panic,
I think I did it.
unfavourable rumblings already heard from overseas, I'll be asking my guess whether Advance can deliver on even a fraction of their manifesto promises. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The first in history. Sophia Remington has always impressed.
Okay, I guess I'm
She was
doing
top
it.
of her class at university and graduated with the highest honours, immediately being asked back to lecture. The markets have responded favourably to Sophia's appointment, with stocks rising 30 points in light of the announcement. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehugs. Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborgen-Horgensford have today set off to explore Dante's taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flower technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. Many were surprised that the two scientists, who've shared
Uh-oh, I
breakfast
don't think I
rivalry
pressed
for
the wrong
many
one.
years, decided to undertake this expedition in each other's company. However,
Oh,
the two have released a
yes,
joint statement
that's
in which
correct.
they opine geniuses don't have to like each other to achieve remarkable results.
I'm just getting really lucky
Playing
right
the
now.
field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very programme. And judging from the angle and velocity of that spray, it looks like Johnny may have been celebrating a little bit too much. I certainly wouldn't want to be his dry cleaner. And grievous bodily charm. With Advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more people saying they're scared to walk the streets alone at night, could this be exactly the right time for Advance's new approach? All that and Megan Wolf with a group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
30 seconds back, everybody. Can we get the gets in quickly, please?
Uh-oh, I'm supposed to change
Make
it.
the book indestructible because people tried to fire too much. It's
3. Hold up.
You're not the boss of me.
Literally,
Hold up.
10 seconds, everybody.
3. Okay.
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels.
Well, I think I did a really good job there.
Legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no.
Oh, no.
I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan?
It's all in my book. Alan James is right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd, ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't...
And this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is
Oh, these
dead.
camera pannings are a bit too much.
Advance are radical.
Well, I think it makes them more entertaining.
But the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is
Oh,
that these are
miss
the
it.
same people. Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act to keep us from seeing the tyrant behind the curtain.
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic
Oh my
paedophiles.
goodness.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research and the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and Opie-Arts.
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong, I want to see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
No, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating Law and Order. That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
You know, I think they might do some good.
I hope so too, Jeremy.
How much are you being paid by them, then?
Shut the fuck up, Alan. I've never heard so much shit in my life.
Well, we'll see who's full of shit, won't we?
Alan, I can explain it to you, but unfortunately, I can't understand it for you.
Dang.
Well, I don't know what she meant by that.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines. The system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively
It's extremely
understaffed
fun.
in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desk.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough
Uh-oh.
being done at a
Well, yeah.
systemic level to relieve the problem.
Greg.
We need more support from ministers. What are you doing? We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on. No, the problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
servants.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us.
I cannot believe you, Helen. I would have expected this from your sister, but not from
the system, Bob.
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I'm sure we all do.
Trust me, between the drink
and safely walk the streets of your community at night, we've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging. Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, your bloody gimp's escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? Oh, back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in the box?
Oh, Clive, you know it's Wednesday. You go back in your gimp space.
And
Off you go.
whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people
Darling,
of this...
where's the padlock?
Oh, hold on just a moment.
Oh, Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty, naughty, naughty boy. Mummy said...
Clive, I am not having this again.
Mummy said get back in your gimp space. No! Naughty! You beast, Clive!
As I was saying,
My
Jeremy,
goodness.
morals... Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we?
Oop,
Alice
wrong
comes
screen.
home with an A-. Does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us. And finally tonight, hopefully uninterrupted, it's time to get to the heart of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3
We're in for a hearing test.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. Now, how's your IBS been?
He's agreed to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalisation, as you can imagine. And obviously, titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank, Tony. Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Sopen! Yeah, I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, little Chris, and Vampire Chris. Just not set up for it, you know. It's inherently unjust.
Sopen!
So, do you feel tempted to...
Oh, that was a clown.
You are joking. Chrissy Free Bollocks has only got Mr. Fancy on.
Oh, God, censored.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
The little boy.
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here. Jesus.
Seem to be losing the signal
No
here, Tony.
fucking way. Let's believe that.
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes? Tony? Tony, I mean, we were literally away for 2 seconds. How does this happen, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought. After the break, Megan will be live with some... Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
Who today received a grant from Advance to take their play,
Oops.
Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest.
I'm the older, more popular one.
Only joking.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So? It's one of the oldest art forms in history, Aristotle.
I just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences, and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
And teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it. That's it, that way. So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grant?
2 days ago. A letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
Wow, how did you react?
I also threw it in the bin. Go with this old democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant!
So, let's have a look at a short section of Hey.
I missed that one.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears.
Tears.
Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's going on here?
The corner. What's around the corner?
Turn into a cult.
What's around the corner? Oh, hi, Gary. Oh, heavens, no! It's Gary the Fist! Gary the Fist!
Going somewhere, little first year?
Great. I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning. But will this make me feel better about my violent father?
Violent father. Excuse me, I'm late for maths. It's my favourite subject. And so important.
Maths is for losers.
What?
Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Keep going, for fuck's sake!
Right. Maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money.
Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? What do you mean not today? My arm's free, coach.
Brilliant, keep going.
Right. Who are you to stand up to me? I'm Gary the Fist. And you're just a sad little girl with two gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are my two new friends. Vanessa is captain of the next
Someone
team.
knocked into the mic.
Yeah. And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
But I can't fight all three of you, and I don't have any friends of my own.
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face. I could be you. She could be you. And you could be me. Or you could be me. Life can be
They like that.
if you work as a team. It's my choice to remain. So stop now, make a different choice.
Hey, listen up, I won't take no crap. Who said middle class girls can't rap? I ain't afraid of your crew lads. I'm a mother-loving rebel, but I still love maths.
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist, but that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist. I grew up on a council estate. The park was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mum, and for dinner he had to wait. Where's my dinner?
It's not ready.
Where's my dinner, woman?
Go. hitting women is wrong.
Oh, wrong camera.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. 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 It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Life can be peachy keen.
Yeah, yeah.
If you work as a team.
Just work as a team.
It's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
So stop now.
Make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship!
Yes! Oh.
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across the country. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
And we're out.
Oh, that was brilliant!
What the literal fuck was that?
I believe that was art.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but it doesn't make it so.
I have a similar belief about an adequate paycheck.
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
Okay. I think I did a pretty good job. Wait, segment grade A+. Well, I must say I did a really good job. Some rude words were broadcasted. Yeah. An interface-free show. An interference-free show. It's like an interference-free show. An exceedingly poor edit. The sloppy timing commercial breaks. Yeah, I think I messed up a few there. I think it's a good place to end the video. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you'd like to see more of this. If you enjoyed it, leave me a like if you did, leave me a dislike if you didn't, and leave me a comment as well. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.